Hi, everybody. My name is Marie Gawel, and I'm currently a PhD candidate at Iowa State University in the Ecology and Evolutionary Biology program, which is the alma mater of such eminent ecologists as Dr. Lawrence Sullivan, whom you may be familiar with. So I've had the privilege of working all over the world in both marine and terrestrial systems for both research and conservation biology jobs. I did my undergraduate in biology at the University of Chicago, and I need to make a confession to you. I was not a great student. I really struggled to keep my grades up, and I even took an extra semester to finish up my bachelor's degree. As a result of that, my journey towards becoming an ecologist has been a little bit circuitous. But I've absolutely appreciated that I took some time to try different things out and to see what really worked best for me. So between when I graduated from my undergraduate and now doing my PhD, I've done some pretty random things around the world, including collecting flowers for an evolutionary biology project in South Africa. I worked on my master's thesis at the University of Guam, and I've been an endangered species biologist for the US Fish and Wildlife Service, both in Hawaii and in Guam. And all of these things really helped me to figure out what I wanted to do and help put me on the right path towards becoming the type of ecologist that I want to be. To tell you a little bit more about what I'm interested in now, I need to tell you a little bit about where I'm from and the place that I continue to do work now. So I'm from Micronesia, and these are some small islands in the Western Pacific. They're called Micronesia precisely because the islands are so small, which you can see shown in some of the photos below. They're also a really beautiful, wonderful place to work. They're in the tropical Pacific, and we've got wonderful coral reefs and tropical rainforests and wonderful beaches. So I'm really lucky to get to call this place home and to get to do a lot of my research back in this place. So I mostly grew up and continue to work on the island of Guam. And if you're familiar with Guam, you might have heard about this pretty unique problem that we have. It involves an invasive species, probably one of the most infamous invasive species in the whole world, the brown tree snake, which is pictured on this slide here. And the brown tree snake is responsible for the extinction or extirpation of all of our native forest birds. So Guam essentially doesn't have its suite of native forest birds, and as a result, it doesn't have a lot of the services that these birds provided. If you're a little familiar with Dr. Sullivan's work, you might know that seed dispersal is a very important part of any plant community. And in a lot of island communities, birds provided this service. So now our lab and my colleagues and I are interested in how these forests are changing in the absence of birds. The role that I play in this research, however, deals with what other species could potentially be filling in these roles with the birds gone. And so my PhD work focuses on non-native mammals, things like feral pigs and rats that in a lot of other island communities are pretty harmful invasive species. They can negatively impact plant communities. They can even act as predators on some native species. So I tested for my degree, tested whether they were dispersing seeds by feeding them a bunch of different common fruits found in the forests in the Mariana Islands, and seeing if they destroyed or were able to pass these. So a lot of my work did involve working with pigs in pens like this, feeding them fruits, and then having to collect and sort through their scats. Another thing that I'm interested in, and I suppose you could categorize them as non-native mammals as well, are humans and how they impact the systems. No, I didn't sort through any human poop. In order to study humans, I talk to them. I have group discussions with different groups of people in the Mariana Islands to get their opinions about what they think conservation managers should focus on, which invasive species they're most concerned about, which ones impact their lives. And I think this is a really important part of moving forward in conservation. You need both the ecological picture and the human or social picture to be able to enact any sort of successful conservation. So that's a little bit about me. I wanted to encourage you all. I know this is kind of a hard time to be going to school and a lot of things are online and it's hard to stay motivated. But just take a word from me. I had a very circuitous route towards becoming a PhD student. I'm a lot older than a lot of the other people in my cohort, but I'm also very grateful for all the different experiences I've had. And I want to encourage you all to stay strong and to pursue your dreams, as cheesy as that might sound. All right. Bye-bye.